Hey guys, what's up, spiritual soldiers? This is Vibe Artist here. I'm just sitting in my room and I want to discuss with you about the project. It's been announced. It was announced 2 weeks ago on my YouTube channel. And I also let my viewers and my subscribers and my supporters and my soldiers out there um, about the project. Why is this so important to me? Um, First, let's start with the name. Elements of an icon. Elements of an icon. Um, First of all, let's talk about elements, and then let's talk about icon. How those two words just come together for me in my journey. And um, some people don't think that your journey is important until they actually hear from a different perspective. Maybe your peers know that seen it, that was there, that know, but this just explaining in a whole different way how it all comes together. Um, Elements for me reminds me of the levels that I been through. Um, it's so many elements to Jamal, you know, and I think during the eras, if you were with me through these eras that I'm about to name, um, then you've seen the motivation that how it pushed me, how it motivated me, how it set me on a whole different level, how it always kept me one step ahead of the game. I think God had a lot to do. God had a lot to do with everything that's gone on in my journey in my life. Golden Boy was just, you had this kid that was told that he's not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. Um, I'm gonna make sure you don't do that. And there was so many rules, and that individual was just coming through those rules, just being him. By being him, he didn't follow the rules, um, and he paid consequences for it. But that's a part of the journey. If you're gonna do that, you have to pay consequences. But I had my reasons why to break rules, why to take risk. That's part of the elements of my journey. I'm a risk taker. I'm gonna do this in order for this person to break through, to come through, because I don't want the next person behind me or the next person behind them and the next person behind them. We're talking about generational here, and I don't want that to affect my sisters next to me or my sisters after that and my nephews to um go through hard. They're gonna have their hardships, but if I do this specific thing and I do that specific thing, hey, Jamal did it. You know, Uncle Jamal did it. My brother Jamal did it. My friend Jamal did it. My mentor Jamal did it. My motivator speaker did it. You know, that individual did it. You know, the vibe artist did it. You know, so I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you can make it a little simpler, you know, by paving the way. And I think along almost 25 years, I think I did that in certain departments. I get people that know me and say, hey, nobody at that time, everyone was afraid to do that because of this consequence. And you did that. You know, I get that a lot. And I'm gonna get into some of my eras, some of my alter egos, some of my motivation. Golden Boy was the first one that he wasn't told that he didn't wasn't supposed to do that and all that stuff, that you weren't gonna be anything. He was that guy, that one particular guy that stayed in the background. Golden Boy always been a part of me, um, through the eras, through the test of time, and man, like um, that little boy is still motivating me to say they're still telling you can't do it. You know, tell them you can, cause that's you. Me and you. You know, it's one. So Golden Boy will always be a part of me. He's my first alter ego. He's my first motivation that God created, because it's life. It's part of my life. Since I was born to the time that era ended for me. When I meant by the next era that ended, the next one was it was rough because it's coming out of Golden Boy era, which Golden Boy was bullied. He was bullied, and that just pushed this next one out, the bipolar one. The reason why I call it the bipolar one, because everybody thought I was crazy. Everybody thought I was insane, what I was doing, what I was saying, and you're still not going to do that, you know? I was still getting that. And because you're still different. Now it's so great to be different, but back in the day, you know, nobody wasn't ready for that. You know, coming where I came from, you know, the neighborhood that I came out of, and nobody wasn't ready for that. They really wasn't. They wasn't ready for not just me. They wasn't ready for that, because you know I was still building myself to, hey, this is me. You know, so yeah, bipolar one broke down a lot of barriers. Those barriers, because and it took a decade to do that. 10 years. It took 10 years to do that. 10 years of my life. 10 years of going through bullying and getting spit on, getting beat on and victimized and verbally abused. You know, and I just told at that time, enough is enough. Um, so yeah, you got Golden Boy, you got Bipolar One. The next one is the Blue Demon. Blue Demon came. The story behind that alter ego was I was arriving at Ponce de Leon Middle School, but I had family members that went to Ponce de Leon when Ponce was at a time where black and white kids and many different races were getting segregated together. No one was going to be separated. Everyone was going to be treated equally. Um, and back then, they weren't called the Explorers. They was called the Blue Demons. And my sister told me that when she attended, that it was called the Blue Demons. And I said, hey, you know, I'm an old school kind of kid. I grew up old school. Everything about me is legendary. Everything about me is old school mentality too. Because what is old is new again. So you can use that. And that my sister, by telling me that story, that inspired the next, how do I create this this alter ego that's so full of spiritual motivation, and say, hey, fuck it, you know, who gives a damn? Be you. And I started with the fashion look for that. I came in and no one was still ready for me. No one was still ready for that. But you can tell I bumped up a level. I bumped up by growing. I grew. And I'm talking about spiritually, physically, and mentally, I grew. into the Ponce Blue Demon. I had 2 pens letting you know, hey, I'm here. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to continue being me. And anyone that wants to follow that, being just you, you know, don't be anybody else, be you. Because God made you with something different, you know, with different gifts. Blue Demon was that for people. He was the motivation for certain people that weren't told that don't do that because you're gonna get in trouble for that. But the Blue Demon said, I like getting in trouble. I like breaking down barriers because that's what I do. That's what the Blue Demon was for people. And it ushered in the another being called the Hardcore Scientist. The Hardcore Scientist is anything goes. I'm extreme to the end. I've been through so much extreme moments to where, like, I'm hardcore as fuck. You know, I'm coming in and boom, 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 boom. I'm creating. Hardcore Scientist was that. He was creating projects in his head. I think Hardcore Scientist played a part for the last 2 eras in my years of growing spiritually. He helped me with creating projects. You know, that was the start of creating projects that people can go back and be like, hey, that helped me get through this, that helped me get through that. Hardcore Scientist was a script writer, he was a director, he was a leader, he was a motivator, he was determined, he was everything crabbed up into one. And he just didn't stop, you know, anything goes. And he ushered the Mind Doctor, he ushered the Gunslinger, you know, he ushered those last 2. The Mind Doctor was just like, I'm gonna keep going, anything goes. That's what the Mind Doctor was, that era. Gunslinger was dedicated to all the ones that were with me growing up, and they're either in jail or no longer here. And I say that because I was there through, at that moment, I was just burying so many of my friends. And I felt like I was the last one left. And God said, for me, God gave me, he blessed me to say, hey, you are the last one. Carry out their stories. That's what Gunslinger was, the last outlaw. Like I said, anything goes. And yeah, keep going. That's what Gunslinger was. Patriarch was dedicated to all my elders and my ancestors and my family. And at that time, I was in a drama club in a class called Troop. And it wasn't my first time because back at Ponce, I was in Troop for the first time. But this was the Troop. This was the Troop that was going to test every ins and every outs. And we were a family. And I saw that we had a family bond. So Patriarch was just letting you know that. And I was older than everybody. I was 19 at the time. Everyone else was like 17, 18, 16. And I did so much in my school career. Won so many awards already. I'm almost at the end of my school career in my life. I'm 19 years old. I should have been out of school. And Patriarch was just helping the younger ones under me get through it. Push through, no matter what you facing in your life, whether it's with your parents, whether it's with your peers, whether it's with anybody. Just push through. I was told that I was not gonna be nothing. Look where I was at that time at 19. I told I was gonna be nothing. And that's what Patriarch showed for the younger people, that I'm a leader. I don't follow. I'm leading. That's what Patriarch was. Spirit Father. Some of you like that era. Spirit Father, I was 20 years old. So 5 years ago. Almost 5 years ago. Spirit Father came when at 20 I saw it was a milestone. I actually ushered into another decade. 20 years meant so much to me because I made it to my 20s. And I watched everyone in their teens die. You had adolescent era, you had teenage era, and now you have adulthood. And Spirit Father era, I was talking to God more because he blessed me to make it to 20. And this is around when all the good people were dying. You had Juice WRLD, you had XXX, you had all these people that were dying. And I was telling myself, I'm still here. It's time to continue to create. So that's when God said, look into motivational speaking. You know, look into motivational speaking and just creating that. Just creating that. And just creating that. And I started to get into artwork because when I was little, I did a lot of artwork. And you know, I started to get creative in that. I started seeing what God blessed me with, seeing auras and energy, and I still believe in energy. I think that's what birthed this next one I'm in. Spirit Father was that. I was looking into motivational speaking. I wanted to reach mostly all the people and age groups in my generation, not just in my generation, the ones younger, my age group, and older, because you're never too old to learn. I learned that from my great grandmother, who told me that when I was a kid. Baby, you're never too old to learn. And she was 90, and she said she was still learning. An old dog does learn new tricks, and you know, my sisters always joke all the time. Oh, you old. Nobody want to hear that. But I'm learning new tricks. I'm learning new tricks, how to make it, how to survive, how to get to the next level until God said it's time to come home. So I'm learning new tricks every day. I'm learning new tricks from my sister. I'm learning new tricks from my brother. I'm learning new tricks from my nephew, all four of them. I'm learning new tricks. How to evolve, and good. I'm not talking about all this stuff that you consume from the world. I'm talking about the life lessons. How is it teaching you, not just the people around you? That's what Spirit Father era was. Artwork, creating, motivating, growing. It birthed the next era. I took that into the next era, which is vibe artist, where I'm at now. The reason why I call myself the vibe artist is because I got so many vibes. I'm having fun with my vibes. And I think that's why I have preserved myself, not stressed myself. And it's a stress-free era. I'm stress-free. I'm just living my life, and it really doesn't matter what people say about you. I've been talked about all my life. Like I said, people told me I wasn't going to be nothing. They said I was the scum of the earth. They said I was trash. They said you're a faggot. You're this and this. Let me talk about that. For all those people that don't know, yeah, I'm part of the spectrum. I had to learn that too. Yes, I am confirming that I'm part of the LGBTQ community. Some of you guys knew that were my friends. Some of you guys didn't. Now you know now. I'm part of the LGBTQ community. If this is my coming out, this is my coming out. This is my coming out. I think it's been part of me for 25 years. I grew into that too. I grew into loving myself, accepting myself more, not waiting for people to accept me. Because when you come out, you have to accept the spectrum that you see in coming out and just being you. God still loves you, you know? He still loves you. Just take him with you. Take God with you in your journey. You're on a journey. And coming out and being part of the spectrum is part of that journey. So yes, I take God into that too. Some people say I'm going to hell. What the hell do they know? They don't know. They're on a journey too. They're learning things too. So how can they tell you about your journey? What God has predestined and destined and your purpose to do. They can't tell you. Only God can. And you have a relationship with God. They have to worry about their relationship with God. And look in the mirror. I do it every morning. No matter how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling musically, like I got music in my head. I let the vibes take me and it consumes me. Because when you vibe and you're in the journey with God, you're going to feel all that. You got to take God with you. You have to. So, elements of an icon is explaining that. Some people say you're a legend, you're an icon, Everybody gives you those labels. Thank you. Thank you for those labels. But I'm just doing what God told me to do all these years. And maybe 25 years might not mean nothing to some people out there, but it means so much to me because it showed how I grew, how I'm still growing, how everything. I just want to pay tribute to that in elements of an icon and celebrating 25 years. I want to celebrate it with the people that's been down with me, who supported me, even God's support. I'm paying tribute to God in this. I'm thanking him. I'm thanking him and I'm telling him that I love him for getting me to 25 amazing, iconic, legendary, creative years. It's been very colorful so far, and may it continue. Guys, thank you for listening to and being part of the discussion. I have so many other projects that I want to put out, but this one is the big one. I have that, and I have, which I'm going to announce, maybe not this year, but next year. I have a clothing line, merchandise, that to celebrate 25 years, but it's not coming out in July. It's going to come out maybe months after, because I'm still working on it. I can't wait to welcome this new chapter. Welcome this new chapter of creativity. And I always wanted to model. See, I'm trying different things. I already did the directing. I already did the acting. I already did just being me. I already did the fashion. But I want to model my fashion, my creativity. And to commemorate for being legendary and iconic, I don't want to announce the title yet, but I'm working on a new clothing line. I'm working on putting my artwork onto clothes. A lot of people do it. You got Beyonce with Ivy Park. You got Rihanna with her line, Savage Fenty. You got Nicki Minaj with Pink Friday. You have all these people with clothing lines, and Kanye with shoes, and all these people. you know, but something that not just our generation can wear, any generation can wear, you know. Um, and I also want to put my artwork. Shoot, if I just wear it myself, I would just wear it myself, you know. But if you guys want to get merchandise, I'll have a way to for you guys to buy merchandise. You know, I'll have it where you could contact me and all that stuff. And there's so much new stuff I have online. I already done worked on. It's sitting on the shelf, waiting to be put out. And there's some stuff I'm still working on. So yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Part of the discussion about elements of the Icon project, and here's to 25 more years. See you next year when it premieres. It premieres. It's called Vibe Week, July 15th through the 21st on my YouTube channel. Stay tuned. Stay alert for any notifications on my IG and my YouTube channel. God bless you guys, soldiers.